stop everything. Focus on these words right now. This is not random. You did not stumble here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment for you with precision. Listen to me very carefully. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. I am placing you in a 7-day window with an expiration. The clock has already started. The grace is present now. It will not wait for prolonged debate or delayed obedience. Beloved child, hear me with clarity. The door you have been praying about is not locked by people. It is not held shut by critics, by systems, or by the opinions of those who never understood you. The door is sensitive to one key: your emotional control. The enemy cannot stop the door. He can only bait you into surrendering the key through your reaction. He designs moments to provoke you, to make you speak out of pain, to push you into defending what I have already defended. But I am interrupting that pattern today. This is your assignment, issued under divine authority. Stay silent for the next 7 days. Not a silence of fear, not a silence of shame, a silence of governance, a chosen, disciplined stillness that refuses to feed the cycle. You will not argue. You will not explain. You will not retaliate. You will not post the subtext. You will take your words to me and me alone, and I will speak for you where your voice cannot go. Your quiet will be a sword. Your restraint will be a key. My precious child, you are standing at a door that responds to governed speech. These next 7 days will decide whether you walk through it or argue in front of it. Obey quickly. Agree openly. If you receive this instruction, say it out loud right now. I will guard my reaction. Seal it by writing it as a witness. I will guard my reaction. Not tomorrow, not later, today. The window is open and it has an expiration. Beloved child, listen to me. Your breakthrough is not in the hands of people. It is not trapped behind a committee, a critic, or a rumor. It is not waiting for apologies you were never going to get. Your breakthrough responds to one thing: your governance over your emotions. The enemy cannot lock the door, so he baits you to drop the key. He provokes, you react, delay enters. That has been the cycle: provocation, reaction, delay on repeat. But I am severing that loop right now. This is strategic warfare. He studies your patterns. He times the message, the tone, the glance, the post, the urgent situation designed to make you spill what I told you to hold. He does not need to destroy you. He only needs you to perform your pain, because when you perform your pain, you leak focus. When you leak focus, you forfeit timing. When you forfeit timing, favor that was already leaning your way pauses. That is not random drama. That is a calculated extraction of your key. So hear me clearly. Silence in these 7 days is not suppression. It is not avoidance. It is not enabling abusers or pretending nothing happened. Silence is the refusal to audition your emotions for validation. Silence is you placing your words on the altar and letting me speak in the places you cannot reach. It is dignity, it is governance, it is alignment. Have you been defending yourself? Explaining yourself? Trying to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you? Have you been rehearsing your side of the story to those who already chose their narrative? Lay it down. I will carry your case. Reframe the last conflict. It was not about who was right. It was about whether you would keep the key. The door before you does not open to volume. It opens to composure. The thermostat of your heart is how heaven measures readiness. When you hold your peace, angels move. When you refuse the bait, I accelerate timing. Choose the quiet that governs. I will make the truth undeniable without you spending a single word to prove it. Listen to me very carefully. What you called anxiety is not the collapse of your mind. It is the calibration of your mantle. That is not restlessness. That is readiness. That is not pressure. That is positioning. That is not isolation. That is consecration. That is not irritability. That is an indicator light telling you your borders are being redrawn. Those nights when your eyes refuse to close, beloved child, that is not insomnia. That is your spirit being awakened to a new frequency. The tightness in your chest is not doom. It is capacity stretching under my hand. The racing thoughts are not chaos. They are unused channels in your mind being opened and ordered for the weight you are about to carry. You asked me for greater influence, for more responsibility, for doors that require wisdom and timing. Hear me. Higher levels do not bend to ungoverned emotions. What you are about to carry cannot be sustained by a heart that bleeds every time it is touched. I am building governance into your inner world, so the weight of favor does not crush you. Without this training, promotion would be punishment. With this training, promotion becomes peace. This is why I require silence now. Silence is not empty. Silence is expansion. In silence, your capacity grows. Less reacting, more discerning. Less explaining, more hearing. Less commentary, more clarity. Less proving, more peace. As you withhold your reflex, your inner room enlarges. Your ears sharpen to nuance. You begin to separate signal from noise, assignment from distraction, timing from impulse. You will feel the moment to move without the tremor to defend. My precious child, you are not losing your mind. You are gaining mastery. I am tuning you to a governed frequency where your emotions serve your mission instead of steering it. Let me retrain your nervous system to recognize my cues. Stillness as strategy, composure as weapon, quiet as key. Breathe and agree with me. You are in upgrade season. You are being prepared, not punished. You are being strengthened, not shaken apart. Hold your peace, and I will place upon you what others only pray for. Listen to me very carefully. I am demanding silence now because I am moving pieces. You cannot see while you would be tempted to narrate pain. I am already healing. I am negotiating outcomes on your behalf while you would waste breath negotiating with opposition that never planned to be fair. I am reordering your life, and I will not allow your unprocessed emotion to disrupt the surgery. Silence is not absence. It is alignment. When you stop speaking to prove yourself, I start speaking to place you. When you step back from the stage of explanation, I step onto the stage of execution. Understand the difference. Passive silence is avoidance. Governed silence is strategy. Passive silence looks like fear. Governed silence is courage under command. In these 7 days, you are not shrinking. You are shielding. Your quiet denies the enemy information, removes his coordinates, and ends his access. He has been tracking your tone, timing, and tells. He has feasted on your frustration to craft his next attack. But when you silence your reflex, you starve his intelligence network. In the hush, I close doors he thought he had pried open. In the hush, I reroute relationships he tried to contaminate. Hear this legal matter. Constant explaining creates legal ground in the spirit for cycles of offense, gossip, regret, and reactive decisions. Every over-explanation is an affidavit you file in the wrong court, inviting counsel from voices I did not authorize. You testify against your destiny with words birthed in pain and then grieve the verdict that your own tongue empowered. Not this time. I am pulling your statements from the record. I am instructing you to answer only to me. As you withhold commentary, accusations lose traction, rumors lose oxygen, and the cycle loses jurisdiction. While you are unseen, I am seen in the rooms that matter. I am rearranging seating charts, swapping out gatekeepers, and timing introductions you could never orchestrate. I am extracting leeches with gentle precision and strengthening alignments that will carry you beyond what you asked. Opportunities are being escorted toward your name. Wrong alliances are being quietly dissolved. The hush is your incubator. Hush incubates favor. Hush preserves what would be miscarried by premature announcement. Steward the secret, and the secret will steward you. Say this with agreement and write it publicly as a seal. Type, "I will not announce what God is building." Your role is simple. Close your mouth to the noise and open your ears to my instruction. No hints, no sideposts, no rehearsals of your defense. If they ask, say, "I'm in a listening season," and then actually listen. Do not negotiate with opposition I have already overruled. Do not match the energy of chaos I am silencing. Let your breath become your prayer and your stillness become your stance. I will place you without press releases. I will vindicate you without a debate. Hold your peace. I am aligning the schedule, the room, and the moment. When I say move, move. Until then, remain governed. I am rewriting the map while you are hidden, and when I reveal you, the door will be open without drama. Listen to me very carefully. Because I am placing you, I must warn you. There are 3 traps set with precision to make you argue in front of the door you were born to walk through. Hear the truth. You do not lose the door by being attacked. You lose it by reacting in the way the attack was engineered to produce. These traps will present themselves in the next few hours, in the next few days, with familiar faces and familiar tones. Not tomorrow, today. You must recognize them and refuse them. Trap 1. Defensiveness. The itch to clear your name, to correct the narrative, to win the comment section, to prove your heart to spectators who rented seats but never paid the price for your process. Beloved child, defensiveness makes you a defendant in a court I already overruled. One reply, one post, one heated voice memo can cost timing, favor, peace, and credibility that took years to establish. Replacement action. Pause, breathe. Whisper this one sentence and nothing else. You are my defender. I will be still. Put the phone down, exit the thread, delay the response for 24 hours, and then delete the draft. I will speak where you cannot. Trap 2. Emotional venting to the wrong ears, turning pain into performance and giving the enemy a microphone through people who love your drama more than your destiny. You call it processing. I call it publishing your wounds to a hostile press. Screenshots travel faster than apologies. What you vent today becomes tomorrow's evidence to delay your favor. Replacement action. Take the heat to me. Journal it without sending. Walk and breathe until the surge subsides. Pray this whisper. I refuse to perform my pain. I process with God. Then go silent again. Trap 3. The last word, addiction. Needing closure through conversation instead of closure through obedience. The chase for one more talk, one more explanation, one more chance to be understood is bait. Every lap around that argument is a lap around the wilderness. Replacement action. Close your mouth, close the tab, close the loop. Say, my closure is my obedience. Choose peace over proof. Exit the call gracefully. If it must be addressed, schedule it outside this 7-day window, or not at all. This is warfare. The traps are timed. Resist them now. Agree with me out loud. I break agreement with defensiveness, with venting, and with the last word addiction. I choose pause, breath, prayer, exit, and delay. Tomorrow will be too late. Obedience is now. Day 1 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. The first victory is not winning the argument. It is seizing back the split second where your reflex tries to run your life. Today, you will interrupt the automatic loop. No immediate replies. No reactive texts. No impulsive posts. If it pings your nerves, if it heats your chest, if it tightens your jaw, you do not respond. Your silence is not surrender. It is the first strike of your warfare. Pause before you speak, and heaven will speak for you. This is the holy pause. 10 seconds that belong to me. 10 seconds where you let your shoulders drop, unclench your hands, return your face to peace, and call your tone back under governance. 10 seconds where you breathe and choose dignity over display. That is not avoidance. That is authority being reseated in your spirit. In those 10 seconds, I steady your pulse, thin out the fog, and crown your words with wisdom, or keep them in the sheath where they belong. When the message arrives that feels like a shove, you wait. When the phone lights up with bait, you wait. When you hear your name carried by unclean lips, you wait. Silence first. Always silence first. If the trigger is high, extend the pause to a full hour or until peace returns to your chest. Your reaction is not required. Your governance is. While you wait, whisper only this prayer: God, govern my emotions. I will not hand over the key. Say it 3 times if you must. I will handle the room. You handle your breath. Beloved child, as you choose the pause, angels are already moving. Misunderstandings begin to lose oxygen. The trap resets and fails. Your countenance carries a different authority, and people will feel it without your explanation. Agree with me out loud, then write it publicly as your accountability. Day 1, I choose the pause. Not tomorrow, today. The door is watching your reflex. Day 2 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. Today you will refuse the explanation. Your assignment is simple and surgical. Stop trying to be understood by people committed to misreading you. This is the explanation trap. Over-talking to earn fairness from unfair hearts. Performing footnotes for readers who only skim for scandal. Offering context to those who only want content to twist. Beloved child, your breakthrough is not waiting on their understanding. It is waiting on your restraint. Discernment is wisdom with a seatbelt. Not everyone deserves access to your context. Some ask questions not to learn, but to harvest your words as fuel for their next accusation. They do not seek truth. They seek a quote. They do not want reconciliation. They want material. So you will shut the door gently, firmly, and with honor. Replace the essay with a sentence. Replace the defensiveness with dignity. Replace the long scroll with a clean, quiet no. Here is your script. Thank you for reaching out. I'm not discussing this right now. I appreciate your perspective. I'm choosing peace. I'm in a listening window. I'll revisit later if needed. I'm unavailable for this conversation. If a response is required by duty, keep it factual, brief, and dry. No temperature, no tone, no paragraphs. If it is optional, choose silence. If they push, you pause. If they insist, you exit. You owe no theatrics to prove your innocence when I am your defense. Reframe it now. Your fruit will explain you. Your season will answer them. Time will verify what tantrum cannot. I, the Lord, am your advocate. I settle rooms you can't enter and hush storms you don't need to name. When you refuse the explanation, you remove the enemy's scissors from your sentences. You keep your timing intact. You keep your peace intact, and I accelerate what is already leaning toward you. Agree with me out loud. God will speak for me. Seal it publicly as your accountability and as a key turned in the lock. Type, God will speak for me, then live it today. No emotional essays, no side posts, governed sentences, chosen silence. Watch how doors begin to open without drama as your restraint becomes the proof of your readiness. Day 3 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. Today you will audit your triggers. I am asking you to sit with your own heart under my light and identify the one button the enemy keeps pressing to pull you out of peace. What topic makes your chest heat? What tone makes your vision narrow? Which face, which name, which accusation, which delay, which dismissal turns your fingers into fists and your voice into thunder? That spike is not random. It is a lever. That agitation is not just personality. It is a pattern the enemy has charted like a map. Trace it back. Beneath the flare, there is a wound. Rejection, abandonment, disrespect, being ignored, being falsely accused. Someone walked out and left your nervous system waiting at a door. Someone dismissed your worth and wrote a script you still feel forced to read. Someone lied about you and taught your reflex to litigate. Hear me. That is not weakness. That is an alarm. I am not shaming you. I am showing you the coordinates he has memorized. Repeated triggers are predictable entry points. Predictability is what you are breaking today. Practical obedience, right now. Get a page and write your top 3 triggers. Name them with precision. Then, for each, write the new silent response you will practice in this 7-day window. If the trigger is disrespect, your response is the holy pause, a cooled face, one dry sentence if duty requires, then exit. If the trigger is being ignored, your response is refusal to chase, a redirected focus to your assignment, a quiet, I release the need to be seen. If the trigger is false accusation, your response is no explanation. Present it to me. Wait 24 to 48 hours. Then, if required, one factual line without tone. No essays, no heat, no debate. Say this out loud. When I identify my trigger, I remove the enemy's map to my emotions. Then seal it publicly as a witness and a shield. Comment, my peace is not for sale. Not tomorrow, today, and live it, because governed silence paired with accurate self-knowledge is a lock the enemy cannot pick. Day 4 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. Guard the doorways. Silence is not only the restraint of your mouth, it is the curation of your inputs. What you watch, what you read, what you scroll, what you overhear, these are gates. Your eyes are a gate. Your ears are a gate. Your heart is a vault that opens to what your gates permit. If you want emotional control, you must control what you are feeding your spirit. This is why you feel stirred before any conflict even reaches you. That is not random moodiness. That is emotional contamination. Drama threads, gossip loops, doom scrolling, complaint cycles, they inject agitation into your nervous system like an IV. By the time an actual conversation arrives, your peace is already hijacked. You are not responding to people. You are reacting to the residue of your feed. Hear me. That is not entertainment. That is inflammation. That is not staying informed. That is being deformed by constant alarm. Cut the drip. Practical obedience right now. Unfollow the sources that spike your pulse. Mute the accounts that bait your reflex. Leave the group chat that survives on sarcasm and shade. Opt out of the conversation that circles pain without pursuing healing. Reduce your exposure to breaking news cycles designed to monetize your fear. Log out after the task is complete. Turn off notifications during these hours. Put the device in another room when you pray, eat, and rest. If they ask why, answer with dignity. I'm guarding my gates this week, and return to your assignment. Replace the noise with nourishment. Play worship softly in the background. Take quiet walks without earbuds. Journal your surge and give it to me before you speak to anyone. Pray short, frequent prayers. Govern my gates. Set a restful rhythm. Light stretching, water, earlier sleep, deep breathing until your shoulders unclench. Read what strengthens, not what stirs. I will meet you in the quiet you make. Agree with me out loud. I will guard my gates. Seal it publicly as your witness and your fence. Type, I will guard my gates. Not tomorrow. Today. Close what contaminates, open what fortifies, and watch your peace hold its line. Day 5 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. Today you will bless without speaking. This is the power move. Refuse revenge energy. No shade, no slick comments, no subtle posts with obvious targets. no performative forgiveness disguised as sarcasm. Beloved child, I am pulling you out of the theater of petty. Your silence becomes power when your character stays spotless under pressure. You are not swallowing fire, you are starving it. You are not being weak, you are waging precise warfare. Retaliation feeds the loop. Restraint ends its oxygen. Here is your assignment. Pray for those who provoke you, quietly, cleanly, with no announcement, no proof, no screenshot. Whisper their name to me with sincerity. Heal them, help them, free them from the very pain they tried to pour into me. Bless their house, secure their mind, redirect their path. That is not enabling, that is disarming. Silent blessing breaks the circuitry of retaliation and returns your heart to governance. Do not tell them. Do not hint at it. Let heaven record it. I will collect your unseen blessings like evidence and return them to you as favor. Understand this legal matter. When you stay clean, the enemy loses legal ground. He cannot prosecute you with the very energy you refuse to carry. Revenge is a confession. Bitterness is an affidavit. Shade is an open door. But purity closes the case. When you choose integrity under pressure, I protect your momentum from silent sabotage. I clothe you in a peace that cannot be argued with. I seal your favor from backroom narratives. That is not passivity, that is positioning. Practical obedience right now. Choose one secret act that proves you are governed, not driven. Send an anonymous encouragement. Release a debt you could demand. Return what you borrowed without being asked. Deliver excellent work with no need for credit. Refuse the gossip by changing the subject and honoring absent people. Apologize where you truly erred and do not explain it away. Do it unseen. Do it clean. Do it without a caption. Agree with me out loud. I will stay clean under pressure. Seal it publicly as a witness and a wall. Comment, I will stay clean. Not tomorrow, today. Let your character do the talking while your mouth remains governed, and watch how I speak for you in rooms your words could never reach. Day 6 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. The test intensifies near the threshold, and you have reached it. Expect the provocation to sharpen today. Expect the call with raised volume. Expect the email with a twist. Expect the familiar face with a familiar tone and a fresh audience. That is not coincidence. That is panic in the camp of the enemy, because the door is already turning on its hinges. Hear me? Do not match their energy. The proof of emotional control is not what you feel. It's what you refuse to become. Here is your real-time protocol. Step away from the heat. Physically move your body out of the blast radius to another room, outside, down the hall. Breathe. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 6, again until your shoulders release. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, govern me. Set a watch over my lips. Delay your response. Give it an hour, give it a day, give it until peace returns. If you must speak, lower your tone. Slow your pace. Short sentences. No temperature. End the conversation respectfully. I'm choosing peace. We can revisit later. I won't discuss this right now. Let's talk when we're both calm. Then exit gracefully, cleanly, finally. If they persist, you do not escalate. You disengage. Mute. Block. Walk away. A soft answer lowers the temperature. Sometimes no answer ends the fire. Learn this difference and live by it. Boundaries are not bitterness. You can exit without punishing. You can block without cursing. You can leave without lecturing. Bitterness swings a hammer. Boundaries close a door. Bitterness wants them to hurt. Boundaries want you to heal. Bitterness performs pain. Boundaries protect peace. You are not being cold. You are being clean. This is not revenge. This is stewardship. Reframe it now. Your composure is a prophecy. Your calm announces to hell and to history, The door is already opening. When you refuse to descend, I elevate you without debate. When you hold your peace, I accelerate timing. Agree with me out loud. I choose the high road in real time. Seal it publicly as your vow and your shield. Type, I will not match energy. Not tomorrow, today. Let them spike, you will stabilize. Let them provoke, you will govern. The door opens to those who stay above the noise. Day 7 begins now. Listen to me very carefully. The silence was never empty. It was training. It was the recalibration of your tongue, the setting of a guard over your lips, the reclaiming of authority that careless words leaked. Today your words return, but only as instruments, not reactions. One thing only, a single governed declaration that seals what the last 6 days have built. After 7 days of disciplined silence, your words carry weight. Governed speech opens governed doors. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe. Speak this out loud with authority, slowly and cleanly, and do not add to it. Today I seal my assignment. I am chosen. I am governed. My emotions serve my mission. My mouth is under heaven's watch. My gates are guarded. My character stays clean. I refuse the trap. I will not match energy. I bless and do not curse. God is my defender. Peace is my posture. Timing is restored. Favor is accelerating. Doors open for me without drama. I move only at God's instruction. I speak only what God authorizes. I walk in composure. I keep my key. My lineage will know this governance. My house is covered. My steps are ordered. My heart is steady. My future is aligned. In the name of Jesus, amen. Something just moved in your atmosphere. That is not your imagination. Authority has settled on your voice. The room that resisted you is being rearranged without argument. Accusations are losing oxygen. Timing is snapping back into place. Heaven has recorded your governance. Now hear how you walk after day 7. First, keep your restraint. Fewer words, greater weight. Second, maintain boundaries without bitterness. Exit cleanly, not loudly. Third, let results speak. Do not audition for fairness. Fourth, guard your gates. Keep the feed clean and your focus pure. Fifth, stay in expectation. Look for quiet alignments and respond without theatrics. If a response is required, give it in one calm sentence. If it is optional, choose silence. Your fruit will do the talking. Seal your agreement publicly. Type Amen right now. Then share this within the next hour as your act of obedience and witness. Not tomorrow. Today. Governed speech opens governed doors, and the door is opening. Listen to me very carefully. The door is not opening with fireworks. It is opening with peace. No arguments required. No chaos necessary. This is what changes when you master your emotions and keep your mouth under command. First, clarity. The fog that made simple things complicated lifts. Confusion, second-guessing, and frantic back and forth dissolve, and you know what to do and when to do it. Second, favor. Rooms that were indifferent turn receptive. Emails that once sat silent are answered. The no becomes a not yet, and then a yes without you having to plead your case. Third, relationships find their truth. Some are restored with mutual honor, and others separate cleanly, without gossip, without punishment, without residue. Closure by obedience, not by debate. Fourth, access. Unexpected introductions, appointments, and open invitations are placed on your path. Doors that resisted you unlock because your posture carries a new authority. Fifth, supernatural peace. Your countenance changes. The tightness in your chest releases. Your voice is steady. Your presence calms rooms that used to ignite you. Sixth, accelerated timing. Delays unwind. What should have taken months folds into days. Appointments land at just the right hour. The window is open now. Beloved child, Your governance is not just personal, it is generational. Your children will inherit steadiness, not storms. Your household will learn composure as culture. Where your lineage rehearsed volatility, I am installing stability. The cycle breaks here. The curse that made anger the language of defense loses its legal ground because you refused to speak its dialect. Hear me and be reassured. The enemy will try a last tremor, a sudden poke, a familiar tone, but he lost his leverage the moment you stopped reacting on command. His map is outdated, his bait is boring, his accusations cannot breathe where your restraint has purified the air. So walk quietly and watch me move loudly. Keep your sentences few and your steps firm. Keep your gates guarded and your posture clean. Not tomorrow, today. This is the lifestyle now. Governed heart, governed mouth, governed pace. And as you maintain it, the door opens without drama, the path straightens without spectacle, and your future arrives on time.